until that happened.
Okay.
So
This
as a quick side question.
Yeah.
Out of all of the Boruto characters cast, so old or new, doesn't really matter here.
Okay.
If it's not going to be Boruto,
yeah,
which character, or if you have more than one option, characters, are you picking as your alternative main character for this sequel series?
My own, right?
Yeah, it has to be one, like, for just for the sake of this, someone who already exists. Now, you can change their character, that's fine.
Okay.
But it's going to be a person that already exists in this case.
Well, if I had to pick anyone else, I mean, you guys are just going to say, well, he technically is his father as well, but it would be Kawaki. Just because, like, if we were to follow Kawaki's story instead, we wouldn't be seeing Naruto and Sasuke for a minute. And I mean, he's getting fucking tortured by his supposed dad, Jigen. I mean, there's always going to be a sense of endangerment there. So yeah, I'd probably go with Kawaki, and you know what? That's okay after the fact when he like meets up with Naruto and he's living in Konoha. Like I'm fine with that. But it's just the initial like how many episodes and chapters of the manga of just the feeling of safetiness. It takes me out of it almost. Like, sure, Konoha can be protected by Naruto. I feel like that's a good payoff. But maybe if they wanted to, I don't know, raise the stakes for the main character, maybe don't base it off the fucking son of Lord Seventh and student of the fucking Sasuke Uchiha, the Six Paths user.
As a small side, never mind the movie idea.
This is already a side note. This is a side tangent of a side tangent.
Yeah. Yeah, no, so what if the first two arcs, because the Kawaki arc's the third arc, what if the first two arcs of Boruto just were Kawaki's perspective? So it's Kawaki and Kara shenanigans, or I guess maybe Kawaki and his dad shenanigans. Like, that just is the first two arcs. So we just don't see Boruto, Naruto, any of them until the third arc. The third arc is when we get Naruto back. What if?
So
yeah, that would be absolutely amazing.
If we're doing that, though, are we doing anything with the first three arcs that we already got in the first place? Like, are they flashbacks, or do they just not exist in this case? Because how do you explain that Boruto has the karma? Is that just told through a flashback, or what?
I mean,
or is it removed entirely?
In this case, we have two options. One, we just leave the first arc as the Momoshiki arc as it was in the manga. So they just the redo of the Momoshiki arc with karma. And then the second arc, instead of Mujina Bandits, it's a Kawaki arc. Option two, we retroactively, in this hypothetical world, just wrote the Boruto movie with the karma deal. And that was the cliffhanger ending going into the series. Was the alternative.
That would be interesting. I was also thinking a third option is you could place the events of the Boruto movie after the Kawaki introduced to the Leaf Village arc. So then Kawaki basically is in the Boruto movie in that case. Could be fun.
Yeah, like we just chronologically, the first arc of Boruto will be Kawaki. The second arc will be Boruto, which isn't unheard of for storytelling, by the way. Like Hunter x Hunter and Naruto do this all the time, where the second main character or one of the main characters becomes the protagonist and focus of an arc, and blah blah blah. So Kawaki's the first arc, first main character. Second arc switches to Boruto, then back to Kawaki, and blah blah blah. That could work too.
Yeah.
Well, what I was saying was have Momoshiki the villain after Ishiki. So like you get the whole Kawaki arc, and then you get the events of the Boruto movie. Yeah. So Kawaki's already there, and that gives him more reason to hate Momoshiki, because at this point he already loves Naruto as a dad. So Momoshiki trying to take that away from him, and then going into Boruto, leaves more reason to hate Boruto.
Well, that's very interesting. The two potential problems would be, one, without karma, Boruto's Kawaki's bond would be a little bit more shaky. But two, didn't we just discuss the whole Baranmo Naruto sacrifice for Ishiki? Naruto's not just beating Fuse Momoshiki without karma.
Yeah, that's true. That's a really good point.
So the alternative here is Naruto would have to do the sacrifice for Momoshiki instead.
It's just far out there.
That's funny.
Or I got a funny one for you. I got a funny.
Give Sasuke his moment, honestly. Like I feel like Sasuke's been nerfed throughout all part one.
That could work too.
Yeah, Sasuke stopped Momoshiki with a little help from Naruto. I don't know what he's doing. Like we haven't got to see
Sasuke's
Naruto
turn to
fight
do
once
the
with
Rinnegan
Kurama.
Baryon mode. Like,
Yeah,
Okay.
give him some type of sauce.
So this is a really goofy rewrite. Let's say in the war arc of Naruto, the second Kurama at the end never goes back inside Naruto. It's only the half. In the Ishiki arc, he uses Baryon mode, kills that half. After that, goes to find the other half, and then uses that half's Baryon mode against Momoshiki. Used it twice.
It's funny.
I feel like the problem is that Naruto, there wouldn't be the whole sacrificial stakes. Kurama would just be like, hey, this will sacrifice one half of me, but you can go find my other half after or something. And there just wouldn't be that sacrificial feel to it. Even though you are sacrificing half of Kurama, it wouldn't feel like it. Because for 80% of Naruto, we didn't even know there was a other half of Kurama. It just, it just was Kurama. So it would just become the same thing where it doesn't feel like half of them's actually gone.
Yeah. That's why it was a goofy one and not a real one.
Yeah. So I like the idea.
Okay. Back to
Now
Boruto. Okay, so I think.
Well, no.
Okay,
Wait, we still have other characters to consider.
Oh my god.
Oodie, who would you pick?
We're gonna be on this for the rest of the stream. Okay, am I allowed to choose
I'll give
Naruto?
you a harder one.
Or does it have to be a next
You
generation
can't
character?
pick Kawaki now that it's already been picked.
Yeah. Inojin.
So okay, I almost just to spite you, I almost want to say that and then find a way to narratively cook.
Well, it's funny you say that because I was debating on doing this. But while you think of that, two potential other options would be, of course, Himawari. Doesn't actually solve the problem that Jman was talking about because it's just the Hokage's daughter instead. Another one, though, which I think could be an interesting one, would be Shikai.
Okay, thank God. Okay. My answer was going to be Sarada. Why? She is the main character of Naruto Gaiden. She is debatably the main character of Two Blue Vortex. You literally start with her. And in a way, you kind of literally start the Boruto series with Sarada as well, with Naruto Next Generation Chapter 1 or whatever.
The reason I didn't pick her was following up on J-Man's complaints about Boruto. They would all apply to Sarada, the daughter of the guy with 6 powers and the sort of student of the Hokage. Yeah.
But I haven't heard why that's a complaint in the first place, because I have contended with that.
Well, anyway, that's why I didn't pick Sarada.
Okay, sure.
But Shikadai, what do you think about Shikadai as an option?
I mean, okay. I mean, if they're doing that, I want to give Shikadai's stuff, or I guess Mirai's stuff to Shikadai.
Yeah, just write a 1 arc story about him. Solved.
Well, you kind of need that, but it also works better for Mirai than it does for Shikadai anyways.
Yeah. Because of the off-Higan stuff.
Exactly, yeah. Just doesn't apply to Shikadai, especially if they're going with the parent isn't the child thing or whatever. That especially doesn't work then. But unless you had more to cook with Shikadai, please go ahead. We can go back to the previous.
I don't have anything to cook with Shikadai other than that. I kind of like the guy. I think there's potential there. I don't have anything specific.
I mean, Shikamaru's a popular character. Shikadai is pretty cool.
Exactly. That's all I've got. But you know what? Shikadai probably passes some of these character sympathy points.
Ironically, some of the anime-only stuff you could give to Shikadai in the manga if he's the main character. Like him becoming a Chunin and like his first Chunin-led mission is be similar to what Shikamaru went through with Sasuke retrieval. Kind of works.
It'll be interesting. That being said, now it just feels like we're writing the same story twice again, so maybe not.
But again, Boruto's bad because it's a sequel, not a continuation.
Honestly, I think Kawaki is the best pick because it's one of it works for what because you can actually keep the story literally basically exactly the same. It's gonna be one of those stories where the main character protagonist is quote unquote the bad guy at some point. kind of like Death Note, Attack on Titan, and so on. It just would be one of those stories, which is neither good nor bad. It just is a thing. But that would be unique for sure. It's like if Sasuke was the main character, it's just going to be a unique feel from Naruto.
I would say having Sarada as the main character, that was my pick, would only be tough after the Boro fight, because that's like the last thing she really does. She just has to be there at the Ishiki fight. She isn't present at all, like in the Code arc and the like Prophecy arc. She has a role to play, but like, So
yeah, we just gotta put her in Boruto's position, and it just becomes the same story again. The thing I hate it though is, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't liked Sarada for a while now. Yeah. I liked her early in the anime. I don't like manga Sarada for the most part. There's been times I like her, during the Boru fight. I got no problems with her, but I don't like her in the Mujina Bandits arc. She's being weird. In Two Blue Vortex, she comes across as just a freaking B word. I don't like her at all.
I mean,
I don't want I don't want her to be the main character. I would drop that series.
I've said this a lot in the past few streams. Approximately 1 year ago, I did a 50-minute narrative peak analysis on Sarada in like the best, most beautiful, elegant manner possible. I want to go back and freaking find that and go turn that into a clip. I need to do that. It was so freaking good. Like basically all of Sarada's role in all of part 1. Did with Trippy. It was amazing.
I'm not discounting that. I just don't like her, so it'd be harder to follow her story. Yeah. But if they just make her more likable, then problem solved.
Yeah. I think it definitely works if instead of Kawaki and Boruto being the rival dynamic parallel to Naruto and Sasuke, blah, blah, you do have it be Sarada and Boruto. In fact, just freaking remove the parent-child different thing theme. Have it be the same thing. Have Sarada be the rival to Boruto. In fact, you don't need to throw Sarada in the omnipotence position. Have Boruto take that omnipotence position, and then it's just like Naruto trying to chase down Sasuke. In this case, it's Sasuke's daughter trying to chase down Naruto's son. It's flipping that dynamic, but in like a cool way.
So what did Boruto do? Did Boruto just attack his dad for real?
I mean, you could still have omnipotence the way it is. It's just instead of following it from Boruto's perspective, trying to get his life back or trying to build new life, it's Sarada trying to save Boruto in the same way Naruto was trying to save Sasuke. He's trying to bring him back to the village.
In this case, does Sarada under omnipotence and still doing this, kind of like Himawari, or is she immune as she currently is?
That could be interesting. I don't know. The only way I could see that is
I have a point to make on both.
I know. I would say you have to definitely build the bond up much more between the two, because it's basically just thrusting Sarada into Naruto's position from the 5 Kage Summit while removing the final fight from part 1 and everything between there. Like, you can't just do that. So. But what did you have to say?
So, in regards to the affected or not affected, what I can say is it feels nice for Sarada to do this despite being affected, but at the same time, the revelation for Sarada that Boruto just isn't bad just kind of sucks. I feel like it's just what they do. On the other hand, if she's unaffected, I think that's the safer option. It's just her, but then it's like she's saving Boruto, but she's not saving Boruto from himself. She's just saving Boruto, which is different from Naruto with Sasuke. It's like Naruto is saving Sasuke from his hatred. He's not saving Sasuke from Obito. At first, he's saving him from Orochimaru, but later on, it's saving Sasuke from himself, basically, which is just so much deeper than just, I'm saving you because you're falling off the bridge. Like, I got your hand.
I mean, the initial interest to me that really compelled me, hooked me onto Boruto, starting from chapter 700 Naruto, was the fact that Boruto and Sarada seemed to have some dynamic there. Whether it's a rivalry or not, they had some kind of interesting relationship all the way from that chapter. So I wanted to see where that was going to go. It seemed like they were trying to lead to some sort of Naruto-Sasuke dynamic parallel something. They just never really went in that direction, which really makes me sad.
They did it for like 2 episodes of the anime in the academy, and they called it
exactly.
good.
It's so ridiculous. Fucking good episodes too.